All right, apologize for the mess on the bed over here. I just did laundry. So anyway, I just finished doing a bunch of calls for tonight. I got up to a really late start today. I had company that came over, so she didn't, when she left, I was just tired and I didn't want to do too much of anything. So anyway, I got up to making phone calls late, but one good call I wanted to talk about before I start watching some TV is that it's almost 9 o'clock here, and I call a good friend of mine, Skip Skeeter Badonsky is his name. In high school, Skeeter Badonsky. He likes to be called Skip now. Real good friend of mine. Had a wonderful conversation with him, and me being a bad friend, and I'm gonna say that because there are a lot of people out there who are bad friends, and I'm gonna say right now that I am definitely one of them to some people. All right, me being a bad friend, um, I haven't talked to this guy in 3 years. 3 years. I was going through some shit 3 years ago, and just came across bug in my stomach, and I just had to drove up 18-hour drive up to Virginia Beach just to see my friends, just to see my family, just because I had to get the hell out of here. And he still remembers that. That's his timeline. That's when it stopped. I don't remember all much, from back then, but that's him. But anyway, we started talking about uh, people that you see on Facebook and your friends, and how this other project that I want to do is I want to get my yearbook, and I want to scan all the pictures in my yearbook for my graduating class and post them on a Facebook page, so that way I can get people to tag their photos with that, because a lot of my friends have changed. They gained that 50 pounds, or the years since high school has not been good to them at all. Not at all. And I just can't remember what the hell these people look like. And these people will contact me and say, "Oh yeah, remember me? You were so nice to me. You always held my hand. You always took care of me." And I'm like, did we have sex together? Did we date? I just don't remember from what you look like now to what you may have looked like back in high school. I have no fucking clue what you look like. None whatsoever. So it kind of shocks me so I want to get this. That's a project. So we're talking about that, and my buddy Skip had said that no, it's not that these people had gained all this weight. It's that the fact that they weren't popular in school, and that's why you don't remember them. With the onslaught of Twitter and more so Facebook, these people can search by your high school, say, "Oh yes, I remember this person," and friend you, and you kind of remember the name, but of course as they've changed, you don't remember what they look like. And so I would say, thank God I hung out with the popular crowd, so I know what what it is to be like, and remember their faces, and those people who don't grow through the years, they haven't changed a bit. But some of these people, some of these friends that come across, I'm like, who the hell are you? So that's a good point. He had a real good point. That some of these people just don't, they just weren't popular. And they come across, and all of a sudden, you're all friends now, where you were never friends in high school. You don't even remember them back in high school, who the hell they were. So good point. I need to explore that theory a little bit more. On another note, tonight I called. This has been guess, an emotional experience, with this project. I mean, sometimes I just want to quit. I'm just so sick, because you get some people that are just mean and rude, and you just don't feel like they're just rude. You're like, what's the point of doing this? You call somebody up, you explain to them that you're just trying to update your contact list, and of course I've been using this I've been using database, which is probably the wrong terminology to be used, because people don't understand word database. They think I'm trying to sell something, and of course with my voice, they think I'm trying to sell them something. So that come across. So I need to start using the word contacts um, a lot more, and try to explain to people I'm trying to update my contact list, my friends list. That's probably easier. I should say friends list. So I came across this one girl who I had known from OKC, is what I had her down as listed, and it was actually uh, old okcupid. It was just a dating site, and I had sex with this girl. So this is how vain my ego is. So I called her up, because I would not have remembered her name, but for some reason the database service I'm using through Google Contacts, it put her picture up with this database. because I never took a picture of it. I don't know where it found the picture at, maybe by her email address, and they just put a photo up there, which is great. So I put this photo up of her, and I remember who she was, and she didn't remember me. She didn't. And I was just kind of like, hold up. We had amazing sex together. I remember it was only one time because I picked her up on this site. She came over and boom, I screwed her right then and there, and then she left. And I didn't talk to her until it's been a year ago now that I saw her. It was in a parking garage going to when I used to work downtown, and she had gained so much weight, so much damn weight, and she was pregnant too. On top of that, like, oh dear God, she was huge. And so I kind of remembered her and try to to go through these little details, try to get her to clue her in, and she didn't remember me whatsoever. And I'm just like, gosh, I don't kind of my ego just can't take that. I really can't. I'm embarrassed. So anyway, but I mean, I've talked to people, like I said, good people talking to Skip. I'm trying to remember some other people that I spoke with. You know, like I said, being emotional, I can't. I'm in my S's now, calling off, in my S section, and I came across my ex-girlfriend's daughter, which I really debated whether to call her or not. We were Facebook friends, and then now she deleted me off Facebook for whatever reason, and so I really haven't talked to her. I've spoken with her brother a couple of times, but I just really felt weird about calling her, and so I really didn't. Maybe I'll text her, but I just felt weird. So anyway, there are a few people that I know one guy I owe money to. Works for a Shimshin-Do society, and I came across his number tonight, and I was really scared to call, but it was a work number, so I figured, well, I just might as well find out whether or not if it is still the same work number, and it rang and rang and rang. So I figured, if anything, I could pull it off saying, I got this number, I don't remember who you are, do you remember me? And I could just pull that whole thing off like I still have no clue. No clue who you are, I'm just going to delete the information and, pull off that way. Because there's a lot of people, I've made a lot of enemies along the way, and or people I just don't ever want to talk to ever again, but they're my database, it's part of my life, so nothing I can do about it. I came across a guy that all I have him listed as smart guy from BD. I have no clue what the hell that is. No clue, no name, no nothing. Just says smart guy from BD, and I never worked at Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know where the hell. I don't know. So I called the guy up. Thank God it just went to his voicemail, and hopefully I'll get a phone call tomorrow that he'll remember me, because I have no clue who the hell he was. No damn clue. What other numbers I went through? A few people who I kind of dated, went on one date with, and still no response back. A lot of people think I'm afraid to answer the phone, which is really weird. It's just a phone call, and I'm more than happy to put myself out there. Say, hey, I'm embarrassed, but I cannot put your name with your face. So when you can help me out here in updating my my friends list. See, I'm getting it. See, so I can't think of any other interesting thing that happened with that tonight. Let me go through here. Oh, last night, a real good thing. Last night I talked to a friend of mine, Steve Nicotra. He used to work with me at Without Walls International Church. He was a videographer, and I used to work with the Paula White Ministries. Actually, he still does work for Paula White Ministries. So we were sitting there talking, and he was bringing up all these things that I had totally forgotten about what happened back in the day. Totally forgot about it. I mean, can remember to save my life. And it was a good conversation, because at first he didn't recognize my voice. He knew who I was. He thought I was trying to sell him something, because all those emails that I sent out earlier with everybody, he didn't. He thought there was a sales pitch that I was doing, and I was actually, say to people, do you remember me? Do you know who I am? I don't know. Maybe I should have worked on it a little bit more, but he couldn't remember who the hell I was. So we had a good conversation last night talking about Randy White, and a lot of things that happened after the church after I got fired, from there. So just interesting. It was a good conversation. It's good. I couldn't remember who he was, but after talking with him after 30 seconds, I remembered everything about this guy. A real good guy, good friend to have. So I'm glad that I made that call. I really am glad. So that was pretty much it. I mean, that was a good night tonight. I'm open 10 minutes on my video tonight, so because I haven't done one in a couple of days. So Um, what I'm thinking about doing and what I want to do in order to get this ball rolling, because I want this out as soon as possible, is I want to I'm gonna call some radio stations that I have on my list. I'm gonna email them and see if I can put this together, do a audio version of what I do, some of the phone calls together, um, so they can hear some of the funny stories, some of the things that I go through with some of these people. You know, I think they're kind of witty and and nice. So this ought to be pretty good. So anyway, we'll see what happens. That cross your fingers, pray for me. We'll see how that works out. So, all right. Have a good night, people. You take care and leave your comments and your postings, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. Bye bye.